In this video, I'm going to talk about the settings related to the trade planning or setting up, entering your trade plans. So you want to go to Observations and Timing tab, and what I'm talking about is the settings that relate to your 5 position plans that you can make. So the first thing that we'll want to do is go to the Tools menu and then Settings, and what you'll want to do is define your commission rate, because that gets used to calculate the potential loss and potential profits. So if you put in that commission rate, it'll get used as a round trip. So what you enter is just one commission rate. So if you were purchasing some stock, you'd put in that side of the entry, and it'll be doubled when it calculates the loss and profits for a round trip. And you've got 3 different options in this menu next to the commission rate. Of course, per trade, if you pay like $4.99 or $9.99 per trade, you put that in. Cost per shares. So for each share, let's say you pay a portion of a penny, then that's how you would put that in. And then let's say you pay a different price for different numbers of shares. You would choose shares tiered, and what you do is go down to this table down here and put in ranges and the rate that is associated with them. So say that 0 to 200 shares is 0.005, and then 201 to 500 is 0.003, and then everything over 500 is 0.002. That's how you would enter it. So you just leave the maximum shares on the last line blank, so it knows that anything above 501 will use the 0.002 rate per share. Now if you have any additional fees associated, you can also enter those up here and have those apply to either per trade or per share, and you'll have those reflected in the calculations. The next thing you'll want to do is go to the Defaults tab, and on the Defaults tab, this position size is a really great feature. It can automatically put in the number of shares for you, and there's 3 different options. The number of shares is a literal value, so if you always buy 100 shares, or you want it to put in 100 for you all the time, you can put in 100 there and choose number of shares. Market value, let's say you always like to open a position size of $10,000. You can put the 10,000 there and the market value, and when you put in your entry price, it will calculate the number of shares that will give you a market value of $10,000. I'll just show you that real quick. Let's say we want to get in this stock at $12.50. When I tab out, you'll notice that we have a market value of 10,000, and it's calculated the number of shares is 20,000 for us. If we go back into the settings screen, we can go ahead and change that out, and let's say maximum potential loss. What this does is when you put in the entry price and the stop loss price, it'll calculate the number of shares that will give you the maximum potential loss that you enter here. So let's say we're only willing to lose $50, and we hit save here, and we'll clear up the shares so it'll default them for us. And let's say we want to get in at $34.50, and let's say that our stop loss that we've calculated would be about $34.30. As we tab out of there, it's calculated 250 shares to come up with the roughly $50 loss that we're willing to accept. And so that's how that works. It's based on both the entry price and the stop loss. And when you have that set, you can skip the number of shares and it'll automatically be entered for you. The last setting that I'll cover in here is the increments. So you'll notice there's up and down arrows next to all the price fields and also the shares field. And you can change the increment every time you click a button. It can go up or down 10 cents each time, or you can make this 50 cents or $1 or $5, whatever you would like to see there. And same holds true for shares. If you wanted to go up 10 shares, or if you wanted to go up 300 shares, you just change this value and hit save. So let's say every time we hit the up arrow, we want it to go up 50 cents. And let's say shares, we want them to go up 300 shares. Actually, that's a pretty large increment. Let's say 50 shares. So we got 50 cents and 50 shares. So if we click this, this should go to 35. And there it goes. And then shares, click this, it should go up by 50 every time we click it there. So that's how that works. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. My email address is questions@eyeontheskyscreener.com. Thank you very much.